Hey guys, it's John and welcome back to my playthrough of Silent Hill F, or rather my second playthrough of Silent Hill F. We are in the middle of New Game Plus and we have no time to waste. We've got to hit continue right now! We just got through the middle school? Yeah. And now we're on our way to Shu's house. Way up here. So, yeah, that's the idea. Oh, a Yokon. Actually, how's my, equipment going? How many items do I have? Oh, 13 out of 14? Oh, I'm gonna probably enshrine some, actually. Let's enshrine chocolate. A few Yokon. Actually, all the Yokon, because I have 9 bandages. Get rid of the Arare, too. There we go. Nice. We're gonna try to get at least one new ending. Some of you guys in the last video were giving me some strategies for getting more than one ending out of one run. So, you know, I paid attention. And you're crazy, you know that? Yeah. See. Anything in there? Wow. Wow, nothing, huh? Alright. We're gonna look for another Jizo statue out here. We've done 3 out of 5. I'm assuming we do 1 on the way to Shu's house and then 1 on the way to Hinako's house. And that'll give us all 5. I'm not gonna rush through it, but... oh, get back over here, asshole. Ooh, an axe. The heavy weapons are really good. I like them. Alright, we're gonna look for the research photo. Research journal photo. This way? Wait, back here? Oh, this is where I came down, isn't it? Yes. But wait. Okay. Wait, so do I go here? Wait. I'm sorry, okay, I think I can go up this way. I'll admit, I started having a bit of a bad attitude towards the end of the last video about this whole New Game Plus situation, but you know, I slept on it and now I've come back with renewed strength, renewed vigor. A bandage. Yeah? You want to fight? Come on, try it. Try it. A big time hit, yeah. God, you're so annoying, you know that? How'd I miss? What? I can't believe I missed. Well, we'll go ahead and just hit this. Hello there. Still looking for the research photo. I know I could just Google it, but we're here for the experience. If this is the experience they want us to have, run around like this, then that's what we'll do. We'll have the intended Silent Hill F experience. I think I know what the F stands for, guys. Fun! Silent Hill, fun. How could he indeed? What could have happened that would have made him leave you like this? Oof. What? Oh my god. I never saw that. Ah. Gross. Research journal. Come on. Research photo. Well, you know, we might not need it if we just find the Jesus statue naturally. Down here, maybe? A toolkit. Okay. I am waiting for the possibility, because the next shrine sequence, the next otherworld sequence that we have coming up is the one where we're supposed to, like, transform into, you know, half fox or whatever. So I'm wondering, since we're already there, what the next scene is going to be. Maybe it'll be a brand new one. Brand new scene, rather. It's possible. On the other hand, we could also skip it, and I wouldn't be so sad about that either. So, there's also the third possibility that we play through the same thing again. Oh, but I really hope that that's not the case. Okay. Dude, if they throw us in there. Higashi. Get rid of the bandage. We don't even need it, man. They're not even hitting us. Hey, you like that? Wow, 2 big hits from the sledgehammer. I've got 3 toolkits. Somehow I just didn't even notice that. Sorry, what did I just hear? Hello? Okay, we can go underneath here. Let's do it. An antique comb. I feel like we don't even need the first aid kit. We don't get hit that much. Like, we don't lose that much health. I've already used a bandage by then. Alright. Again, I'm not, like, you know, perusing every single nook and cranny here. You thought, huh? You really thought. That was fun. You should have just stayed on the ground, buddy. Okay, there's nothing over here, which is funny because there was nothing over here last time too. But, alright. Right over here. There's a little thingy. A bandage. Do I need one? No, I don't. We're lagging, guys. We're lagging. I love story difficulty. It's just the best. Should have played the whole main game the first time around on story. Okay. You can't stop me. Sorry. Alright. I just want to go over here and see if there was anything like a research photo. A little disturbed that I haven't found research photo forge yet. It's possible that we find one here. Map of Sugisato. There's still quite a bit left. Oh, red capsules. That's hilarious. Won't open without a key. Okay, there's another toolkit here. They've been so nice to me with that. Yokon. Might as well just get rid of the first aid kit, dude. Wondering if I keep going up. The thing is, once we get, there's like a point of no return with this when we go through the gate. So I'm a little bit, and then we got the divine tree coming up as well, which I'm a little like, okay, but we don't have all the Jesus statues yet. So guess what I'm gonna do? I did a little preamble for it, but I'm gonna make sure that we're not missing a Jesus statue, because the last thing I want to do when replaying the game is replay the game again. That's why I've been keeping my save slots ready. I'm gonna see if I can get both of them. I'm gonna search Silent Hill F, New Game Plus, Jesus statue, and research photo locations. Okay, they posted on the Silent Hill subreddit complete guide to unlock the sacred sword, which that's not much of a spoiler because all of the notes that we get are like, you know, the sacred sword, right? The sacred sword, sacred sword, sacred sword. Okay, let's see. Okay, they just link us to an article. Okay. Great, this has only the Jesus statue stuff, which is fine. All right. Statue 2, statue 3. We already did that. Statue 4. Okay, so the statue 4 is after the gate, so we don't need to worry about that. Statue 4 offering is in Shu's house. Okay. And then I'm just going to look for 5. 5 is northeast of Shu's house. And the offering for it is also northeast of Shu's house. Great. What about the research photo, though? Do I need the research photo? I'm guessing not. Because I think you can find the stuff without it's just a clue, basically. But I do want to find it. Let's see. Silent Hill F New Game Plus collectible locations. I don't want to find all the collectibles, bro. Oh, it's telling me about like, oh, you want to know where the balcony key is? No. I've already done that. Shrine path. Ibisogalka 2. Corridors. Okay, the sandal, we just did that one. And they really are just like documenting everything. My God. Oh, apparently there was something that I missed. Whoa. Whoopsie. Yeah, completely missed that. Okay. We gotta go back, guys. We gotta go back. This isn't a research photo, but I did miss a one of the boxes. Boxing. That you can open with the brooch, I think it is. Wait, you wanna? Oh, it's a bandage. Never mind. We can just sprint back real quick and get it. Oh, actually, check this out. Oh, now that's a quick way to get down. Yeah, I think we just go. We go back this way. It was that gazebo that I went into. Apparently, there was like off to the side. There was an additional item. And I want to see if we can get it. Okay, so I come in here. Oh boy, we have to go like all the way back, dude. According to the guide anyway. So if we go back here, is it down this way? Yeah, I guess it is. It's like back near where we started the video, my bad. Or I guess where we ended the video last time. Okay, so right here. We go here off to the side. Oh. Oh, wait, I already got it. So, It's a long way back. Sorry, guys. Oh, damn. Oh. We're gonna have to sprint all the way back. Hey, I keep it entertaining. Yeah. If I'm gonna backtrack, we're gonna make a funny little moment out of it. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it, idiot. Bye, baka. I'm getting into it, see? I'm getting immersed in the world. Alright. Believe it or not, we're almost there. They left you. They left you. Well, I would hope that in New Game Plus, maybe we'd run into them again and get a little closure to their story. I've been thinking about it, and so you guys haven't said anything along the lines of this yet that I've seen, but I was thinking about why Rinko constantly says that Hinako is dead. So I haven't published part 8 yet while I'm recording this. Because I wondered that last video. I was like, why does she keep saying that? I still don't know. I think it's because she's being married off. Because I've noticed, I was thinking about a lot of the dialogue that you unlock in New Game Plus, like the whispering ladies in the town and stuff. It's like they finally reference the marriage. The Fox marriage, right? And so I think you can kind of recontextualize a lot of the stuff that Sakuko and Rinko say to and about Hinako as her being married off to the Fox guy, right? Like, Rinko is upset with Hinako because, well, she's jealous, but also because she legitimately feels like Shu is being led on for whatever reason. Yeah. Because Shu's still hung up on her, right? And he's like, tell me when you make your choice, or whatever. Or whatever it is, yeah. And so she's trying to tell him, like, she's dead, she's disappeared, she's leaving. Because that seems to be how they kind of talk about women who are married off like that. They basically... And that's how Hinako talks about her own sister, Junko. They had a great bond until Junko got married, and now... Well... she's gone. Wait, we can go inside here. This is new. This is new. Okay. No, this is new, guys. Red alert, red alert. New content. Goat Omamori. Take less damage when facing multiple enemies. Scales with the number of enemies. That seems... That would have been good in the first playthrough. Oh my god, guys. The rare new content in the New Game Plus run. And I'm gonna try not to be like a total asshole about it. Anyway, we'll revisit that in a second. My sanctuary is still incomplete. I'm lonely. So lonely. Feels like I'm going to freeze. I need to gather more women. More. And even when I do, they all go away. I keep collecting more and more, but they all die. Mommy, why did you leave me all alone? I'm lonely. So lonely. It feels like I'm going to freeze. I need to gather more women. More. But even when I do, they all go away. That is a strange note. That's a very strange note, I gotta say. Do we want to go up there, or... No, we don't want to? Are you sure? Okay. Exclusive New Game Plus content, you guys. We get to read a weird note from a misogynist. Possible serial killer. Amazing. Anyway. So Sakuko calling her a traitor makes sense too, because she's like leaving her. She's leaving her whole life behind. Because I was trying to think of what they were saying in terms of, like, quote, the present. But really what they're saying is the impending future that you're not really aware of when you're first playing through. I'm going to save it here because we can still go back at this point. Alright. So, bro, do we have research photo? Hang on, I think research photo was supposed to be here. I was reading that. Just now, it's supposed to be around here somewhere. Did I miss it? Uh-oh. I cheated and still missed it? Uh-oh. Aha! Metal gate key. A metal key that can be used to unlock the metal gate in the mountains. You want to fight? Yeah? Is it dead? I hope so. Stupid fucking idiot. Hate you. Fuck you. Well, now I gotta look. But yeah, so I was thinking about that, and that kind of makes sense. Thinking about it that way. Because like I said, I kept thinking about, oh, okay, it's after this. I kept thinking about what they were saying. I was just like, what's their problem? Like, because right now Hinako is depicted as kind of herself when she's younger, I think. Like, I don't know how old she's supposed to be here. I don't know. Hard to say, really. All right, we're gonna go. So, wake me up. She's running from matrimony. The fog represents marriage. The loss of her identity. Silent Hill Alpha is a very complex story, and you know, if you don't understand it, I'll make a 1 hour and a half video essay all about it. What do you think? Okay. Ooh, red capsules. No thanks. That sucks. All right. No new parts of that cutscene. Is it gone? I need a break. Anybody got a Kit Kat? Hey! Again? Oh, wow. I don't know how we don't get hit by that as we run through, but... Alright. Same cutscene. Is it finally over? I guess. I will... save there. Lost in the fog. Okay, so that way. Now, what I don't understand. Maybe I should wait. Well, now here's the Jesus statue. The character for high, fire, can be faintly seen etched in the stone base. Shoes house, got it. Why would I even need a research photo for this? Crazy. Alright. Alright, so... I mean, we can go visit the Divine Tree. There's probably gonna be a new node or something. We're gonna wanna... read all about it. Well, this is Sakuko's shrine right here. Oh, look at this. Research Journal Photo 4. And we already found that. That's what we just looked at. Regarding the legend of the Sacred Sword. The defeated soldiers needed a place they could hide to escape prosecution by the enemy army. They were unable to engage with anyone from surrounding settlements, so there was no way for them to purchase new goods. This forced them to make do with what they had already had, and led to a culture where tools were used for as long as possible. The act of treating old tools with respect and reusing broken or unwanted ones was seen as a virtue and called kishu. It was thought that when a tool reached the end of its lifespan, it was laid to rest, then both the tool and the god to whom it was offered would be pleased. Clearly a tradition born of necessity in a hidden village of defeated soldiers. Very nice. Divine water. Dried carcass. Some people have asked why I pronounce it that way. It's because it's funny. And I'm trying to entertain myself. Because the game's sure not doing it for me. Just kidding. So this tells you how many Jizo statues you have. We've got 3 out of 5. I don't know who's out here putting shawls on these guys, but more power to them. Guys say, props. Props to you. Okay, nothing new up there right now. You can check your progress. I guess when we have all 5, we go back to the Divine Tree, because you can get all 5 after Shu's house and then come back. So, I guess that's kind of the general order of how things are going to go. I did see some people say, speaking of the comments, I did see some people recommend, apparently I completely missed this when I looked at the endings tab on the menu, but because I was just kind of looking at how many there were on the left side, but on the right side they tell you what you need to do in order to get each ending. So I haven't done that yet. I might want to do that before we hit some kind of point of no return. From what I remember, see, I don't know why it makes that sound. From what I remember, what am I saying? Sometimes I just start talking. From what I remember, there were 5 endings. I can't remember what I was saying. I don't know. Alright, let's go in here, I guess. Alright. This is a new cutscene. Oh, what I was going to say is, from what I remember, after we're done with the Otherworld section here, you get spit out at Shu's house, and you can still go back to the Divine Tree, so I'm going to wait until I get to that moment, and then maybe I'll look at what you need for each ending. I'm assuming that you have to do something with the Sacred Sword and the Divine Tree. So she's reading the same note where he's talking about changing her medication that we read the first time, right? Thanks for everything. Oh, she's giving him up because I haven't taken any. Okay. I'm thinking that things have been mostly the same so far. I got an achievement. Winners don't do drugs. Reached the EY residence without taking a single capsule and left the... And it's gone. They're so... The achievements are so verbose. They're like, the year was 1963. And you defeated 5 of the monsters within the Shimizu residence within the span of 30 seconds. And I'm supposed to read that on the fly. Hey there, partner. We made it out of some pretty vicious battles together, huh? Even had to part ways with our fair share of comrades on the battlefield. I just never thought we'd have to part ways too. But at least ours won't be a goodbye through death on the battlefield. From now on, you can't ask for anything from me, okay? Because it's not like I can expect your help anymore. You have to look after yourself now. I'll be there to drag you to safety when you fall. But wherever we go, no matter what we do, we'll always be a part of the Space Army, and we'll always be partners. Got it? Thanks for everything, Hinako. Shoo. Yeah, I know I read it all, like, bitterly, but I think he means it in a playful sense. Really the only thing about Shu so far that I've been kind of like, about is the drug thing, which is admittedly a big deal. Right? But everything else about Shu so far. Bruh. What is this? Cracked hibachi. Oh no, I always say brazier. Brazier. I don't know. This brazier was filled with charcoal to help stay warm until the large crack put an end to that. Okay. So yeah, so I think what I'll do is I will go through this section, and then once we start the next section, when we go to the Shimizu residence, that's when I will look at the endings and be like, okay, so did I do everything right? Is this correct? Because I have my save slots to fall back on too. I don't want to have to use them, but I'm trying to make a save slot at the beginning of each section. There we go. Okay, we heard the bells, so my ears were met with the soothing chime of bells. This should do. So this is fire. Oh, sorry. We've done fire, an indecipherable one, water, and earth. Earth, water, and fire. And the two that we're missing are metal and wood. So the indecipherable one was sandals, right? So would that be wood? I don't know. All right, guys. Time to open up the shoes house. Anyway, should I use a toolkit? No. All right, it'll be interesting how this next scene plays out, because this is where we're supposed to get the fox arm and all this stuff that we already have. So, okay, this is the same cutscene. Yeah, they're not here. Isn't that crazy? Right now, my 2-year-old daughter, she's getting a little dentist appointment. Not to fix anything. They're just curious how things have gone because she has all of her baby teeth now. Well, except for one. One of them never came in. But you can't tell because, like, her mouth is full. Okay, so this is the I'm married and traditional Hinako. I'm owned by the fox guy. Check out my fox arm. I've lost all my identity. Okay. Now, if there was going to be something really different in New Game Plus, this would be it. Huh?
Yeah. 私は襲えません。姿が見えなくとも一緒にいるのを感じます。私
Okay.
頑張ります。あなたにふさわしくなるように。
Now, I'm wondering if I can already just open this. Okay, weirdly you can.
迷っていたんだ。でも今はもう道に迷いはない。
Because, like, we already have our fox powers. Really? Yeah, you want to fight? Huh? You are so annoying. Did you know that? How do you have so much HP, bro? Die. Yeah, I agree, Hinako. Get him. Get him. Get his ass. See, we have all the powers, so we can't we just, like, skip through? Because the whole idea was, like, see, those three things that we just did. One, we used the eyes, one, we used the brand, and then the other one, we used the arm, so then... But I also feel like maybe we have to, or we should wait? I don't know. Let's go ahead and pray for our stamina to increase. Your prayers were heard. You have more stamina. I don't know why I'm reading that like Emperor Palpatine, but you know what? We do one more and we get we can get sanity. Or we can draw a random Omamori, which is kind of fun. I don't know. Well, I'll think about it. I'm going to record. Let's see. I've got a few. Let's see. This is 11:42. Head to Rinko's house. I will go here. Yeah. All right. So I've already got all this stuff. Oh. Solemn letter. The seal shall mark thee as our own. Proof of thine own sacrifice of body and spirit. Be thou awake or hidden in sweet slumber. Joyous shalt thou be to serve. Even when flesh has rotted away and bone turned to dust, so thou shalt serve. Oh, shut up. Come on. Give me a break. Alright. Did I just hear? Oh, what do you think you're doing, huh? Out of my way. Die. Die, 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 die. Yeah, we're gonna soul siphon you, and I'm gonna hit this. There we go. Shortcut. Any new notes here? Or... No, we just basically got the divine water. How about you? Okay. I mean, I guess we can go up that way. I'm just kind of... I'm gonna explore all of the first floor first. And make sure that there's nothing new here before moving on upstairs. Shriveled Borage. We got 500 more faith. Antique comb? You shouldn't have. That's a lot of faith right there. Yeah, I'll just open up all the doors and stuff to the side. Another shriveled borage. We're getting tons of faith. You gotta have faith. You gotta believe. Another antique comb. Anyone ever seen Angels in the Outfield? Where's my Angels in the Outfield Silent Hill F crossover, audience? This one's for you. Maggie's whole speech at the end about believing in angels. I've seen that movie so many times I had like involuntarily have it memorized. Just because I really liked that movie as a kid. It's really cheesy, but it's fun. You got Joseph Gordon-Levitt in there. You got the other kid that says, "It could happen," over and over again. Actually, that movie has like a surprising amount of people in it that you're like, oh my, wow, they were in this movie? It's got like Matthew McConaughey before he was famous. It's got Tony Danza, Adrian Brody before he was famous. It's got Neil McDonough before he was like, I play a villain in every role. He was like, I play an absolute dumbass in this movie. Look at this guy. Had to get the counter. Yeah, idiot. Alright. I mean, so far I'm getting lots of, like, combs and stuff, which is great. But nothing new so far. I mean, I did get that weird solemn letter or whatever. And that was new. Yes, we have the fox mask. Soon you will have the fox mask too. Okay. I've opened most of these. I'm gonna open more of them. We're not just gonna skip to the end though, because surely there has to be something significant here. And if we're gonna do things the long way, we may as well do them the right way. And not try to take a shortcut here of like, aha, we'll just go towards the end right now. You know? Does it open this too? No. Okay, it opens right there. I keep looking for like little... Oh, good lord. You really think you're something, don't you? Yeah, my 2-year-old's at the dentist, and my little 7-month-old is too. He's got 4 teeth right now. He's got 2 on bottom and 2 on top, and oh man, I thought he was cute before when he was a toothless wonder. He was all gums, but now, yeah, now he is extra cute. Okay, before we go further, I'm just gonna go to the shrine over here and dump all my stuff in there. I am gonna enshrine I got 2 of these and 2 of these. That's 1,600 faith, by the way. Well, we may as well just get Sandy upgrade. And we have no more Amas, so let's draw an Omamori. Bamboo Omamori. Increase max sanity. How did I not have that already? I will record right here. Yeah, because, like, this is where the end is, right here. But I feel like it's just, it's too easy. We can't go that way right now, you know? Because with how annoying this game has been about stuff, for all I know, there's, like, all these cool notes and stuff hidden way up here. Thankfully, I mean, the fox arm makes things go by faster, and the story difficulty for action. Dried carcass. There's also a lot of faith that we can get here. A lot of faith items. Right, and this is just open. Oh. Okay, see, now this is different. Don't act like you don't know what's going on here. Yeah, just faith items. Nothing... Yeah, nothing that interesting, actually, so far. We're just kind of going through the same area. We'll look around. Okay. Alright, so we got brought up here. And this is on the other side of... Oh boy. Come here. Hey. What a thrill. Thank you. See, I'm Marie Kondoing them still. I'm like, thank you for your service. I appreciate it. And then this goes back down here. Okay, so nothing new. Really? It's almost like they want you to just skip. But I don't know that. Okay, so with that, let's go back up this way first, and then we can go down that other route. I'm gonna be mad if I'm doing all this like I don't need to. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of more thoughts I might have about the story while we wait. I think so far... Does it just go in here? This goes down. I mean, I think I've got a pretty good handle on the story. Or at least what it appears to be, right? Okay. But I'm not sure how much of it has been really clarified with New Game Plus. It's just more that it's been reinforced. Things that I already suspected, or like, I guess knowledge I already had. Kimmy, my wife, just texted me. She said, we survived and charmed about the dentist appointment. Those kids, everywhere they go, people want to hang out with them. It's awesome. You know, I mean, they would be awesome even if people met them and were unimpressed. Because I think they're impressive. But it always makes me smile when I hear that. CK had a little fan club at the hospital. My wife would go there for mommy and me yoga. She doesn't really do it anymore because it's hard with 2 kids to go to that. But there were these elderly folks at the front desk that every time they came in, they were like, "There she is." It was like, oh my god, I've got a "there she is" baby. Let's go. But yeah, I asked Kimmy if she wanted me or needed me to go with her to the dentist because I was like, how are you gonna do? She hasn't had both of them there before. Omamori Willow enhances the effects of items and Omamoris that restore sanity. Okay, so 1,000 is the max. Good. I was about to say we're getting a lot of. We're trying to take the piss a little bit. They're like not worth it. 1,000, please. But she was like the ladies at the front desk will play with DJ. And I'm like, that's true, because anywhere we drag a 7-month-old baby, there is at least one person that's like, let me see him! We'll see if we can get that kind of help when he's 13. I don't know about that. You're on your own once they turn like 5. Once they start being like, do you play Minecraft? Let me tell you about Minecraft. If my 8-year-old nephew is watching this right now, I'm just kidding, okay? I wasn't talking about you just now. And also, you shouldn't be watching this. Which I know your parents have had a talk with you about. Alright. I'm really not finding anything. I'm not even finding notes. Normally you go through these areas and you find notes. And I haven't found any. Oh, this is where I fought that stupid... Oh, that... Good thing we don't have to fight them again. The big, Prego monster. Okay, wow. Wait, where am I now? Okay, I'm back. And I went through that whole thing. I didn't go up the stairs, though. Let me go in there. See, it's like... Okay. If we go through here and then up the stairs, this will be the last thing, I guess. I don't know. Any enemies in here? Oh my god, I mean... Okay, that thing is dead. Oh, good lord. I did my faith. Oh god. Here we go. You. God, you pissed me off. How about this? Okay, good. Please. Good. Alright. Alright, I feel like they put a lot of enemies in here. And so maybe this has something new? There's something right there. Oh, is it just a bandage? You gotta be kidding me. Is it just me or is the hole patched up? Was the hole like this before? Oh my god. Yeah, anyway. I know I've got my power, I just don't really want to use it on like one guy, you know. Antique comb, Higashi, okay. And in here? Oh! I need more sanity! My goodness! Wait, is chocolate? Alright. We can open this. Oh! Whoa, this is definitely new. What the hell? Okay, now this is what I'm talking about. Whoa. Hell yeah. Do I have, sorry, do I have any, where's my divine water? Equip. Put it instead of the Ramune. There we go. Yeah, go ahead and have some divine water. Hell yes. Whoa, is there some kind of puzzle here? Mandate of the clan. And yet, our mortal world is ever changing. The age of gods has passed, and the powers of heaven have withered. Such a living sacrifice may no longer suffice to quell the wrath of the deep. So our ancestors saw fit to place a seal of immense power upon the being below. Upon the water they set a great stone. Now the being remains sealed away, unable to break free of its prison. However, earth cannot endure forever against the might of water. As its power wanes, the seal shall break. When the wrath rises once more, we shall be powerless to stop it. The wrath. Oh, that's fire. Okay, wait. Fire? What does it say on it? Wood. Water. Fire, wood, water. So we gotta tap them in a particular order. What that order is, I don't know. Which one is this? Earth. This is Earth. Oh, thank you for the AMA. Guru no Hote-sama bestows unto us the blessing of crimson water. This blessing can be found deep beneath the sacred mountain, where spring water pools to infuse with benison herbs. Its medicinal properties, unlike any other, are the bounty of many moons of steeping. The power imbued to the crimson water shall eradicate even the most wicked evil. But beware, for its frightful potency makes it unsuitable for the purification of mortals. Only for the excision of ancient evil shall it be used. Okay. The excision of ancient evil. That is great. Okay. I got an achievement. Treasured belonging. Obtained a small vial containing the Aguro no Hote-sama. Okay. A medicine bottle with Hote-sama the monk engraved on it. Contains a red liquid. A red liquid! I'm not sure I trust anything with red in it. Okay, but that's fire. We clearly have some kind of puzzle here, though. Wait, that's water. Wait, is there... Yeah, he who seek the crimson water which banishes evil. When the Shishi Odoshi strikes once, let the bell chime. Thrice shall the bells ring to speak the legends of this land. Trapped under a great stone in the lake's abyss lies a slumbering water dragon, born during the age of gods and sealed away by our ancestors. Deprived of the water dragon's spirit, the once lush great tree has met a withering fate. Of course, I've got puzzles on Lost in the Fog, right? This is cool though. I kind of wish that there was more of this. Upon the rock, our ancestors built a shrine, naming it Heaven's Benediction, so it could serve as a sanctuary for our clan. When Heaven's benediction falls, the wrath of the depths shall rage against the heavens themselves, and both man and land shall face calamity. When that time comes, the glory of Higa's gods shall wane, heralding too the end of our clan. It is the duty of our family's head to ensure that Heaven's benediction will prosper for generations to come. It is the fate of our family's head that he shall prevent calamity from ever arising. You know, I guess I appreciate that they're trying to give this game kind of a Silent Hill cult type of vibe with the Fox clan, but it doesn't hit the same when you're just like reading about it through notes and you don't have some crazy like Dahlia Gillespie like person or even like Vincent or Claudia or somebody like that from the early Silent Hill games coming around and being like, you know, you need those types of characters. I think. And the closest that we get is Guy Fawkes, but I don't know. I kind of wish that there was some eccentric villain character. I think that's really what this game is missing to make it feel more like Silent Hill to me. I think I've been like, there's a certain je ne sais quoi that I can't put my finger on. I think that might be it. Needs some kind of eccentric character. There's really no eccentric characters. Everyone's very like proper and 1960s Japan, or they're like, I mean Rinko gets a little unhinged, but it's also kind of like the Silent Hillified version of her, I guess. I don't know. But everyone's very like, I don't know. And in the other world, you got Guy Fawkes that's always just like, I'm proud of you, you're doing great, you know, while you're getting branded and stuff with his Fox Clan symbol. But yeah, I think it's missing like a Dahlia or a Claudia or a Vincent or even like a Maria or an Eddie. I just think it needs some kind of like a, you know, that sort of touch to it to make it feel more in line with the vibe of the early games, I think. But we'll touch more on that at the end. I usually do this at the shrine, but I'm gonna take a quick break. It's been an hour and my kids just got home and I want to hear how the dentist went, so I'll be right back. Alright, I can explain. The worst case scenario has happened to me. So just now when I said we'll be right back after the ad break, I actually went and got lunch. And since I was going to be gone a while, I decided to pause the recording, which is a function that OBS, the program that I use to record games, has, where you can press pause recording and then you can unpause the recording and basically it'll just kind of automatically cut out what's happening while it's paused, right? And I thought that this would be helpful for Jacob, who's editing this video, to not have to, you know, cut out 45 minutes of silence where nothing's happening and could just resume from where I unpaused. The problem is when I unpaused and I played through the rest of the game, including getting another ending, which is why the background is different, As soon as I hit stop recording, after about 4 hours or so, it didn't stop, and then the rest of the footage got corrupted, and it only had up until I hit pause, which is what you just saw. Now, the bad thing about this is that I have to play it again in order to show you the ending. But the good news is I'm a vigilant saver, and so we can load back for the key points. So basically what's happening is I won't be showing you uncut footage like we have had so far of me going through the Shimizu residence, me going through, you know, all that stuff. I'm just going to be showing you, if I can, that shrine puzzle that we were just starting, that was part of New Game Plus. I'll show you that. And then there's very minor differences in the cutscenes. It's stuff like one line is different, or, you know, when Hinako and Junko reunite for a moment, Junko doesn't do that thing where she's like, hey, what are these pills? You shouldn't be taking these. She doesn't do that. Instead, she just tells you to die. I don't know if I'll be showing that. It might be too far out of the way. But there are two main huge differences between the New Game Plus run and the original run. One of them is the conversation in the Shimizu residence that Hinako has with herself. So I'll be getting back to that point and showing you guys that. I will also be showing you the ending sequence, as well as the Sacred Sword scenes, which are pretty minimal, but important. So basically, you're going to see a few different scenes. You're going to see 5 different things. You're going to see me finish that puzzle in that shrine area that we just left off in, with all the water and stuff. And then you're going to see Hinako finding the Sacred Sword, Hinako doing something with the Sacred Sword that's required to get the ending that I got. And then you're going to see Hinako talking to herself and having a completely different conversation. And then you're going to see the whole new ending sequence, which is very, very different. But other than that, it is a lot of hitting the same monsters over and over and over again, and you will be spared all of that. So, yeah, let's hope it records this time. That would be great. Oh, come on, please. There we go. The controller's been having trouble hooking onto this game, too, for some reason. All right, so no spoilers here or anything, but there is a New Game Plus file, and the icons there show you which endings you got. So I did get the ending. Let's see. There's a lot of auto saving here. I'm gonna have to figure out where we were. Let's see. Head to Shu's house. We're past that. We're past corridors. Wait, we're definitely past Rinko's house. Let's see. Find the gate key. Head to Shu's house. Chase after the fox mask. Make your way down the mountain and head to Shimizu residence. That's probably where we'll go in a minute. I think we're gonna want to load this. Okay, I'm loading it, and we'll just see. Okay. Now, I know there's all these documents that we got as well, and I'll be showing you those as well. So it's a lot of it. They really beat you over the head with some of this stuff. Like, they really, really want you to know, for example, that the Inari statues are nothing. It's just basically them deciding that they're going to have a new religion, and they looked around and they were like, huh, hey, why not the Inari statues? They love telling you that. But yeah, we'll have to kill a few of these things, but this is where the new thing is, obviously. Now, I won't have to do... Oh my god. Doing my best. Oh, I tried to do the counter there. Can I just do this? Let me see if I can just go in here. Okay, actually, good. Because basically I just want to show you the puzzle. Alright, so... yeah, because we didn't do that before. It's actually a very simple puzzle. Alright. Yeah, again, I'll show you all the documents later. Alright. He who seeks the crimson water which banishes evil. When the Shishio-doshi strikes once, let the bell chime. Thrice shall the bells ring to speak the legends of this land. That means that we only need to ring the bell 3 times. Trapped under a great stone in the lake's abyss lies a slumbering water dragon. Born during the age of gods and sealed away by our ancestors, deprived of the water dragon's spirit, the once lush great tree has met a withering fate. So this means that we need to chime the bell that is earth. We need to chime the bell that is water, and the one that is wood. And I don't know if you have to do this, but I tried to do it in time with that thing down there, the Sozu, I think. Right? So we do earth. And then now... and I won't be saving this, so I don't need to get all these documents and stuff. Next, we want to do water. And then now, we wait for it a 3rd time. There we go. And it has completely changed the surroundings. Now, I'm sorry, I have to play tour guide and be all like, see, something's different. But I wish I could give you my raw reaction. But it is lost to time, and hopefully this one is not. I ran around this whole place a few times being like, can I get down? Because like anytime you drain water, my video game brain has been like, well, now you can go down there, right? But no, this is basically just to signify that something has changed, and then you go back to your regular business. You go through the same areas and stuff. So that's basically all that happened there. And now we're going to load the next step, which was we're going to go get the sacred sword. Let's see. So, I'll try to show you the research photos and the Jizo statues that were left. I think it was only just one that you hadn't seen. So, let's see. We need to load. Here we go. Sugisato. Make your way down the mountain and head to the Shimizu residence. Let's load this. So this is just before I go get the sacred sword, I believe. Yes, okay. So, where am I? I'm just before the divine tree. So there was a Jizo statue over there. You can see it's X'd out. We had to get an item for it that was like... I can't remember exactly where it was. It was like over here or something. Let me see if maybe it'll say... oh yeah, it was like, it's over here, right? And then we found it. It was a... oh, it was an old kitchen knife. So there was an old kitchen knife that was rusted that was in a tree, and it was Hinako's dad's kitchen knife. It says dad's kitchen knife, so she offered it to the Jizo statue, and I guess that's the metal offering. So now we're going to go up, and we're going to get the sacred sword. Because now all 5 of the Jizo statues have shawls around them. Great. See, there they are. So this is a new scene. The Sacred Sword, an ancient sword that harbors a malevolent energy deep within its steel. Even if the blade chips, the mysterious power that resides in it will restore the weapon to its whole and unblemished state. We also get a tutorial, because you can use the Sacred Sword as a weapon. While it is sheathed, the Sacred Sword will recover durability when you attack enemies using other weapons. While you cannot use the Sacred Sword to focus attack, your gauge will remain untouched if you attack while focusing. However, if you are attacked while in this state, you will automatically block the attack and be forced out of focus. You can perform a counter while wielding the Sacred Sword using RT as long as a counter is possible, even if you already are in the middle of an attack. Now that's great. That's amazing. And look, it has its own slot. Check it out. Look at that. You can see the malevolent energy. Okay. We're going to take this. And we're gonna go do something with it. Because the puzzle that we just did, you noticed how like the water went all red and stuff. Well, I'll just show you. It'll be a minute before we get there. But actually, there's something I want to show you on the way there that I forgot about. This is something that people pointed out in the comments, and I feel like if you're watching, you should know about this too. Not just me. This is something that I was spoiled to, and I would have never gotten this on my own, but it is a connection to the original Silent Hill games. So we're gonna go over here to Shu's residence real quick. You see Shu's family is growing something very interesting over here by the pond, and it only pops up after you go through the otherworld sequence here, as far as I know. There is a white flower growing by the pond. Now, I think I saw this in my original playthrough and I didn't think anything of it, and that's when I was told in the comments, I guess they were under the impression I wasn't going to play again, or I don't know. They were just like, well, since you missed it, you should know that that white flower is very significant. So, this is apparently the flower White Claudia, which, if you're familiar with Silent Hill lore, is an important flower in the story. I'm really not a Silent Hill lore guy at all, so I forget exactly what it does. I want to say it's like a hallucinogenic flower of some kind. Puts you in touch with the gods or something like that. It was used by Dr. Well, I forget his name. The doctor from Silent Hill 1. I think it was also mentioned in Silent Hill 3 as well. So it has a connection to the original Silent Hill games. Its presence here seems to be... It may be part of the drug, the red and white capsules that Shu was making, which could explain how the Silent Hill phenomena happened to Hinako. Could be. There's also, and I was wondering about this, let me see if I can bring it up. Nobody said this part, but I'm curious about the red liquid in this vial, because I do remember, I think it was like a Glophodus or something like that, a red liquid also connecting to the first Silent Hill game, and that's also what the doctor had. And I remember that, because you have to get a Glophodus to get the real ending to Silent Hill 1. So it makes me wonder if the red and white capsules are White Claudia and a Glophodus together. So, I don't know, that's just my little, I don't know if that's true or not, that might be totally off base, but yeah, this is a significant connection here, and I just totally missed it because I was just like, wow, cool, flowers. Like, we haven't seen enough of those in this godforsaken game. And I guess I just didn't think about it. But yeah, they only pop up here, and they only pop up after you go through the Shoe residence, I think. Because I don't remember them being here before. So, yeah, just so you know, there is a Silent Hill connection, a pretty flimsy one. Kind of makes a compelling case for Silent Hill F. The F to stand possibly for flower. But I'm not totally on board with that. I'll save my thoughts for what the F in Silent Hill F stands for later. But yeah, right now we're gonna go to a different spot, and then I'm gonna load the game again, and we're gonna kind of skip through this part because it is a lot of fighting that we'll be skipping over, and I'm happy about that. It was a lot of fighting, and I don't want to redo it, especially when you're heading back home the second time. It's a lot of fighting, even on story mode when it's easy, quote unquote. Okay, keep going. Again, I'm just loading these sequences to show you the interesting parts. Because other than this, it is a lot of like kind of the same thing over and over. Like we've been seeing. Kind of almost wish that I had done New Game Plus like this. Just played through it on my own, and then had a bunch of load points where I could just load them and be like, okay, so here's what was new. You know, hindsight's 2020. I thought I would record the whole thing uncut because people told me that it was really, 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 really different. Okay, let's see. Is it this way? Yeah. But yeah, the problem with that though is that I can't give my like raw blind reactions in real time like I could have before. So anyway, I noticed when I was up here that this water was red now. So, you know, so there's a load bar now that we have the sword. We're gonna go ahead and purify the sacred sword. So, they don't tell you this outside of the journal, but now that the sacred sword is purified, all that stuff about it regaining durability while it's sheathed and stuff, it is no longer available. Once the sacred sword has been purified, it will no longer provide you with any protection. Likewise, it will no longer repair itself when sheathed. Instead, you'll need to rely on toolkits to restore its durability. So, don't worry though, because we actually won't really even need to use it. Alright, so now that we've done that, we've fulfilled the steps required for ending number 2, which is what I got. So now I believe we should be able to, I think we can go, okay, I think I can load. I think I saved after this. I did, for sure. So now I'm going to load when we're in the Shimizu residence, because there is a, I think this one might be the way to go. Yeah, right here, we're gonna load into the Shimizu residence. There is a pivotal scene, I would say, where, okay. Good. I've already done all of it. All of it was the same, by the way. The portrait puzzle on Lost in the Fog was a little more difficult. And actually, I'll just go ahead and show you that. That was really the only one that was different. Other than that, you like melted the wax, you did the statue, or you know, the weight puzzle or whatever. I'll go ahead and just show you it though, because it's a little different. Is it in here? Okay, first of all, it's all red, right? But, oh, the portrait fell down. Okay, so instead of Hinako having her face all scribbled out, instead it was Rinko, Shu, and Sakuko's face scribbled out. And actually, Hinako's face was intact. So, slightly different puzzle. Basically, you just had to turn them upside down. Let's go ahead and solve this puzzle. Actually, perfect, because this is also different on Lost in the Fog. The sword and the fox fought, battling upon a set of scales. After a long and vicious fight, the sword was defeated and the fox reigned supreme. Taking the blackbird's right hand, the fox showed her the scales in his other hand. Now you must choose, Blackbird. Have you made a decision? Upon one side of the scales was the fox, and on the other, nothing. So yeah, this is different. It's not significantly harder, though. I say as I struggle to remember what to do. I think we put the fox here, and we put nothing across from the fox. We have the blackbird on one side, and the scales on the other, and that's it. Right. Okay. And again, I will let you guys know any of the notes that we find that are different. We'll go over that before the final ending. It's worth noting too, there was a slightly different cutscene, the one where she the one that's styled like this, where it's a flashback, where she's yelling at her father. Instead, she has kind of a breakdown with her mother. Her dad's not in the room, and she tells her mother that she hates her. And that she doesn't want to do this. This being the wedding, I guess. So it was slightly different. But yeah, this is very different, this scene. Probably the highlight of New Game Plus, not to hype it up too much.
な旅立っていってしまった。残ったのは自分だけ。やめて。今ある幸せと必ず訪れる孤独な冬をすべて足し算引き算して私なりに考えたの。やめて。嫌なの、怖いの、恐ろしいの。わかるよ。やだよね、怖いよね。でも一番怖いのはこのまま冬が。そんなの分かってる。分からない、分かりたくない、考えたくない。それでいいの。耳を塞いでわめいていることが選択でいいの。それがあんたの選択なら、私はあんたに死んでもらう容赦しないからね。嫌ならあんたが生きたいっていう覚悟を見せてよ。決意を見せて。逃げるのではなく、耳を塞ぐのではなく、しっかり私を殺して、あんたが生き残って、あんたこそ私を殺して私より幸せになれるっていう絶対の約束ができるの。怖いんでしょ本当は。怖いよ。私だってすごく怖い。でも今優しい人だっていつか変わるかもしれない。お父さんでさえ昔は笑ってたって言うんだよ。でも恐怖に怯えることは選択じゃない。目を開けろ。考えるのをやめるな。自分の幸せを誰かに決めさせるんじゃない。清水ひな子、お前はひなだが翼はある。私が勇気を与えるから。だからお前が翼をくれ。
So yeah, that's very, very different. It's about 5.5 minutes long. I was looking at the timer. Anyway, we get this desk drawer key. You can pick up this bundle of letters from the drawer. When I look upon the moon, I cannot help but be reminded of your graceful form. Oh, how blessed I would be if I were gazing at the same moon right now. Awaiting your answer is nothing short of pure bliss. So these are, I'm guessing, love letters from Kotoyuki, aka the fox guy. But, yeah. So, very different scene than the first time around when she's like, I want to kill everyone. I want to kill mom and dad. I want to kill everybody. And it's very different than the Hinako that we were talking to then. So this is like the Hinako that says she sees no future in not going through with this marriage. She sees no future in running away. Because she's saying, well, you know, your friends are going to leave sometime. Just like we all do. They'll get married and move away just like Junko, basically. And they'll be dead to you. So you may as well just go through with this. You're going to end up alone anyway. Alright. Now, with all that said, you go through the rest of this. Weirdly, there's nothing different with the parents. Nothing different with their boss fight. Nothing different with their cutscene or anything. You know, like Rinko and Sakuko even had like a line that was different at the beginning where they were a little more sympathetic, I think. But yeah, nothing different with the parents. I mean, nothing. Not even like the doll appears in the background or anything like that. It's just all the same. So you fight the parents, you know, the fog monster, you chase the fog monster, and then you go back to the Shimizu residence. As far as I remember, nothing's really different about that. In fact, I think all those cutscenes are pretty much exactly the same. The only thing that's different is that when you confront Junko, or when Junko confronts you, she tells you to die, and she doesn't have that scene where she's like, what are these pills you've been taking? You shouldn't take these. She doesn't say that because you're not taking the pills. But it's a much shorter interaction. So, okay, with all that said, I think we're ready to load into the end here. I think it's here. Okay. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm trying to speed run you guys through like 3 hours of, lost footage. But, oh, yeah, just real quick, we've got max health, max stamina. I started upgrading Sandy, but I didn't find the last couple AMAs, I guess, so we can't upgrade that. Let's take a look at, maybe it's not the journal. I'm gonna try to find the documents that you guys haven't seen yet. There were these scrolls of welcome that we found in the shrine. That was when we were going through the fox statue bit towards the end, with the emblems you had to put on the mural with all the different foxes. We found these. Do not fear, I was once you. I assume these are from Mayumi. I only found 3 of them. Days filled with tears, attachments cannot be forgotten so easily. Be reborn at your own leisure. There's no need to fear here. So I think there's a few that I've missed. I didn't get all the scrolls of welcome, but I think these are from Mayumi, who is also spirited away. Let's see. I think they kind of keep the new game plus ones around. There's a lot of these. I mean, I can kind of give you a summary of a lot of them. There is a lot of reiteration about you know, the water dragon and stuff. A lot of the stuff about that. I made the observation that they're trying to make the Fox clan into this, like, I mean, I guess they are a cult, but they're trying to make it like, this is the cult of this storyline, and it doesn't quite land for me for reasons I'll get into. I think the main reason the Fox clan doesn't interest me as much as, like, the Silent Hill cult does, and I don't even like them that much, is because the Fox clan story is mostly told through notes or through cutscenes where no one's speaking. And I think they really need, like, an eccentric character to make it feel Silent Hilly to me. So like a Dahlia or a Vincent or a Claudia, or, you know, somebody like that. Somebody to kind of be like, yes, we must appease the fox. You know, just kind of, they need somebody like that, kind of shambling around in the background to make it feel like a bizarre, surreal Silent Hill game. But they don't have that. Instead, they got these silent people with fox masks on, which I'm thinking maybe one of them was Mayumi, one of the people that cut our arm off. Anyway. Let's see. This is... Oh yeah, I found this. The seal shall mark thee as our own, proof of thine own sacrifice of body and spirit. Be thou awake or hidden in sweet slumber. Joyous shalt thou be to serve. Even when flesh has rotted away and bone turned to dust, so thou shalt serve. This was in the one of the shrine levels. Oh wait, I think well, this is kind of awkward. I think y'all already saw that one. Let's see. Let me see if, oh, Diary of Revenge. Okay, so, yeah, I think I found this one. I don't think y'all have seen this one. Apparently there was a serial killing, 13 people killed in broad daylight in 1880, and it was from this guy. You worship false idols. The foxes lead you astray. Destroy their foul statue. They're talking about the Inari statues. If reverence is not given to the divine tree, then that water dragon shall arise once more to bring calamity upon this land. The man then proceeded to butcher everyone in his path with a katana. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like you kind of lose the moral high ground when you start just butchering random people around you. But he was wearing a no mask. I don't know. This is a giant of a man, by the way. I'd wager that the perpetrator was some kind of divine tree faith fanatic. Wow. Sherlock Holmes over here, coming to a trenchant insight for us. I would have never guessed that he was a divine tree fanatic based on his statement, if reverence is not given to the divine tree, then that water dragon shall rise once more. Would have never understood what was happening there. Let's see. What happened to the man in his final moments? A thick fog swept in, and from it appeared a pack of eerily glowing foxes. They circled around the man, surrounding him, and then everything was swallowed by the fog, leaving nothing behind. What juvenile drivel. So this isn't quite what I was looking for. There were a few. Might be local doctor's note. I can't remember. No. There's a few. Oh yeah, regarding the legend of the sacred sword. Oh, okay. I think these are important. Let's see. In the Edo period, lightning struck the divine tree, leading people to believe that its spiritual power was lost. They then turned to worship the next oldest object, the Inari statues. Thus, the people of Ibisu-gaoka began worshiping Inari-sama. The sacred sword predates even the Inari faith. If the oldest object was to become the next object of worship, then it should have been the sacred sword. In other words, if the sacred sword is discovered, it will without a doubt undermine the very foundation of local beliefs. I found a few other ones like this, where they were basically just like, just so you know, the Inari-sama statues are horse shit. This one's interesting. Autoscopic hallucination, a type of visual hallucination caused by brain tumors in which an individual perceives their own image before them as if they were standing in front of a mirror. This is from the Encyclopedia of Occult Phenomena. Although it is merely a reflection, there have been extremely rare cases in which hallucinations have been reported to possess a will of their own and are able to hold conversations. In such instances, the reflection will often state negative opinions about or demonstrate hostile behavior towards the individual. Such apparitions are thought to be projections of negative feelings about the self that have been repressed. This is also known as the doppelganger phenomenon. So I don't know how much that explains what we just witnessed. Note from Shu. Right. Let's see if there's anything else. A lot of Rinko stuff. Rinko, Sakuko. I think that pretty much covers it. Like, oh yeah, we found Mom's bag of prescriptions. I don't know if y'all saw that one or not. It doesn't really give you anything interesting. There was a stupid. No, it's not that one. There was a stupid note that I found. Strange note. Did y'all see this one? No, y'all saw this one. Okay. The one about like I must gather more women. That one. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. I think there were, like I said, I think there were a few more notes that were just like, people were just looking around and being like, what should I worship? How about those Inari statues? There were a few notes that were really pounding that into my head of just like, yes, I get it. But yeah, so just to recap, we've got the purified sacred sword. We did all the 5 Jizo statue sacrifices, and now we're headed to the grand finale, which I think is just beyond these doors. I'm actually gonna maybe have the sledgehammer out. So I'm gonna go through this again and get the same ending, but then we're gonna do something even more fun, which is we're going to ooh, kitchen knife. Yeah. We're gonna do something even more fun, which is we're gonna load back to when I purified the sword, and then we're not gonna do that. And then I'm gonna have to play through the whole thing again. But don't worry, I won't make y'all watch that. We'll do some magic, some cuts. We can skip this because it's the same. She's just walking through all the environments we've already seen. But this coming up is brand new, and it's just like the last one that we watched. It's pretty long. So I'll let it play here.
これは驚いた。まだ生き残っていようとは。
So you may notice there's no fog monster here this time.
こんなの認めない。
心を静めて消え去りなさい。あなたの存在はもはやひな子を苦しめるだけ。
ひな子、私、清水ひな子は私。いいえ、清水ひな子はもう存在しません。帰りなさい。ここはあなたがいてよい場所ではありません。このような日に一体どこからこのようなつきものが。ひな子、今払ってあげるから少し待ちなさい。お前は一体。
It's the spirit of Shimizu Hinako. That's my interpretation of the doll anyway. Of course, so is this. Remember early on when I thought that the doll was possibly Junko? Because I thought I was under the impression Junko might be dead. Which, the way that the game talks about it, she might be. She might be dead. As in, she's often married and has cut out her old life, so she's as good as dead, right?
違うよ。咲子も蓮子も柊も奪い、お父さんもお母さんも。会えないわけじゃない。子供の頃のようにいつでも会えるわけじゃないだけ。黙れ化け物め、私を返せ。奪った全てを返せ。ごめんね、私。
Sorry, me.
あんたの気持ちはすべて私が受け止めてあげるから。
ひな子、この薬を飲みなさい。 君はあのようなものに疲れてけなげに耐えていたのか。
It was about this time that I was like,
よくもヒナコに。
oh no, it's a bad ending.
ヒナコ、もう大丈夫だ。
どけ！どうしてそいつをかばう！お前を誰より守ると誓う俺よりどうして信じられるんだ！
シュウと一緒に昔のままの姿でずっといたかった。でも私もシュウもいつまでも同じではいられないんだ。
それは分かってる！でもどうしてそいつなんだ？どうしてだ？
シュウはいつまでも今のままでいようと言ってくれる。だけど琴雪さんは私と共に未来へ歩もうと言ってくれる。どちらも不安だった。どちらにも希望を感じた。もし本当にこの身を二つに引き裂くことができたなら、私は今だってその半分を
Well, there were
お
two
前の
of
相
you.
棒として残していきたい気持ちでいるんだ。シュウ、
終われば。
Oh, sit down.
男としてこのままにはできない。
いえ、私に話させてください。シュウ、
俺はダメな男だ。笑って祝福するつもりでいたんだ。でもできなかった。それどころか俺はお前に薬と偽って
それは
内なる自分と対話できる薬だが、体質によっては非常に危険な薬だ。
どうしてそんなものを私に。
結婚を断って欲しかった。一番思ってるのは誰か気づいて欲しかった。俺は何言ってんだ。相棒の大切な日を祝福できなくて何が相棒ってんだくそ。
Well, yeah.
頼む、幻滅してくれ。
殲滅などするもんか。今度は私に相棒に幻滅させようとするのか。いい加減にしろ。よくも今日私たちをめちゃくちゃにしてくれたな。
俺なんかほっといて逃げろ。
戦うぞ相棒。そのおかしな宇宙人野郎を私たちでぶっ飛ばそう。
So that was like a almost 12-minute cutscene. And here's an exclusive boss. We'll be here for a while, so get comfy. This boss takes about 18 million hits, so yeah, just sit back and relax.
しっかり覚えてるか。小1の頃
And you're supposed to read while you play too.
忘れてたことは。
先生に見つかってまとめに怒られたな。
懐かしい話だ。
レーザーガン覚えてるか。引き金を引くと音と光が出るやつだ。
Oh, I could have countered that.
覚えてる。ボードに先に露天で
私が借りてたのに壊しちゃった。でもお前は責めないでくれたの。本当にありがとう。
もし負けなさそうな顔を見たら誰が責められるかってんだ。
Oh, damn. Trying to do a focus attack. Alright, phase 2 or 3, I'm not really sure. It was about this point that I was like, alright, General Rodon, you know, like... From Elden Ring. There we go. Oh, I could have countered.
なぜ傷ついていたのか分からなかった。
違う。シンが気づかせてくれたんだ。私はお前のおかげでやっと生まれ変わることができた。だから清水日奈子はいつまでもお前と共にある。
Oh boy. Next stage. Oh. Can't even imagine playing this on combat hard. They've kind of run out of dialogue now, which is weird because it's like, how am I supposed to... I guess maybe more counters could have ended it quicker. But then... I know you have all this distance that you have to close. Oh boy. Watch out what? There we go. Oh boy.
Thank you, 相棒。その言葉で俺は完成したぜ。
シュウ、ありがとう。
Buzz off, dude.
琴行さん、俺の相棒あんたにしばらく預けるぜ。
しばらくのつもりはないのだが。
俺のひな子を不幸にしたら100発殴ってやるからな。
ひな子は私のものだ。もはや君のものではないね。
いや、俺の相棒なんだから俺のだ。貸してるだけだ。
人を物扱いするな。
私と君は世界で最も彼女のことを理解し大切にしようと思っている二人だ。
I don't think either of you
良い
do.
友人になると思うのだが。
He's offering him a fist bump. Look, now she's the fog monster again.
元気やね
Oh my gosh! Look!
狐の嫁入りだ。
He's so dreamy! I'm gonna make fan art of him now. He's so hot. Oh. Mr. Fox. The fantastic Mr. Fox, more like. Anyway, the only good thing about this, I think, is this bomb-ass credit song. It goes hard. Oh. It's a good one. I hate to talk over it. So, you're all caught up. It took me an hour to catch you up on what was 3 hours of gameplay. I'm going to reserve my final review for after I see another ending, which I'm still planning on getting. There are 5 endings, if you include the first one, which... yeah. This is ending number 2. Ending number 3 we can get if I load back to when I got the sword, but I don't purify it. So I'm gonna load back to that point. I'm gonna get the sacred sword, but not purify it in the red water. And then we're just gonna do the same thing, and I'll let you know if anything's different. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Yeah. Now, ending number 4, we won't be bothering with. I think it's the true ending. I'm saying that because it requires you to get 2 other endings and then start New Game Plus Plus. And then do some other stuff. I don't know what it wants you to do. It won't tell me. On the endings tab, it tells you how to get each ending. So, we won't be getting ending 4. If you want to look it up on YouTube, you're more than welcome to. But it is, I'm not going to play New Game Plus Plus. Sorry. It's just not going to happen. Yeah, what a bomb-ass song, though. And we've got one more scene, not to interrupt it, but we've got one more scene to watch. So, here we go.
そろそろ中に入ろう。肩を冷やす。
はい。
Yeah, so they really wanted to drive home that you got a bad ending. They're like, don't get too comfy over there. All right, just because there was a sunset, you think you got a good ending? You got a shitty ending. Okay, so yeah. Now I'm not gonna save because I already saved right here, and you get the little mask icon to show that you have a clear game file with 2 endings, so you have new game plus, and that's how you can get ending number 4 is if I started that off, but we will not be doing that. So I'm gonna hit back. Hey, whoa, what are you doing? Are you sure you want? Yes, I'm sure. Okay, so here's what we got. That's the first one we got, Coming Home to Roost. Fox's Wedding is what we just did. This is the one we're gonna try to get next. We're just gonna get the Unpurified Sacred Sword, and then ending number 4, complete 2 different full endings. Don't take the red capsules. Purify the Sacred Sword. Offer the brooch. To who? I guess maybe that's an option that you have on New Game Plus specifically, because I never had an opportunity to offer the brooch. And ending 5 is the joke ending. Listened to all the UFO radio broadcasts. Found all 3 of the Great Space Invasion movie posters. Found the Great Space Invasion movie review. Okay. So, yeah, we won't be getting that one either. Again, if you're interested, I'm sure somebody's got it uploaded. Surely. There's probably a video with all 5 of them in one video. So here's what's going to happen next. I'm going to load back to when I got the Sacred Sword. And then we just won't purify it. And then I'll hack and slash my way through 2 hours worth of gameplay again. And then we'll see what ending 3 has in store for us. So I'll see you in just a moment.
Oh, this is new?
気の毒だったね。
ひなちゃんは男の子と遊んでたから女の子のお遊びには入れてあげないって言われたの。
誰そんなこと言ったの？後でお姉ちゃんが叱っとくから。
純子およし？かわいそうに男の子と遊んでただけでひどいね。
女の子嫌い。ひな子は女の子嫌だ。男の子になる。
この子はもっと小さい頃から男の子とも女の子とも遊んでたからね。
昭和って不思議な時代だよね。どうして子供の世界では男女が冷やかし合い、互いに拒絶し合っているんだろう。学校でも異性と話をしただけでバカにされたり冷やかされたり、私はそういうのが昔から理解できなくてのけ者にされてた。男子とかくれんぼしたい時もあれば、女子とお人形で遊びたい時もあった。でも男子は私を女扱いしてあんまり仲間に入れてくれなかった。女子は私が男子と遊んでるからって仲間外れにすることも多かった。お姉ちゃんはそれをひな子は見えている世界が違うのねって言ってたっけ。でもそんな私にも、私のことを女扱いせずに遊んでくれる初めての親友ができたんだ。
おい、それお前の人形だろ。落としてるぞ。宇宙作戦本部応答せよ。新たな巨大融合を確認。直ちに迎撃に向かう。
Wow, that was a pretty elaborate cutscene that I hadn't seen before. Yeah, I'm just kind of I'm kind of just speed running through. That was the first thing I saw that was different, and Hinako was narrating it, which she has never done to my knowledge before. That was in Shimizu Residence 2, by the way. I'm kind of, you know, like I said, kind of speed running through the puzzles, the weight puzzles right here. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see the weight puzzle? Check it out. You put this one here, and then you put this one here, and that one there, and wait a second. Wait. The weights are different. No. Uh-oh. Oh. It's really close. I think the weights are different depending on which ending you're going for. Is that really not? Okay. Thank you. Anyway. If there's anything else that's new, I'll let you know. That's been the only new thing so far, but it's pretty cool. I imagine that maybe I'm going to use the sword too. You want to see it? It's really not that interesting. It's not. It's kind of underwhelming. It's powerful. It's fast. But it still feels bad when you bonk it against the wall in tight quarters. You know? Alright. Let's see. This is Shimizu Residence 3 right here, and I'm not... Oh wait, I don't think we need to go that way. I think we just need to go... Yeah. Go in here. Is this my room? Yeah. Here it is. Go down here. This is how we get the wax figure. I do resent getting to this point in video games a lot of times where I'm like, we get the wax figure, and then we gotta get the tube for the propane accessories. It's kind of takes a lot of the mystery out of it when I know where everything is. But for a game where you gotta get multiple endings, that's kind of just how it goes, right? I can't remember where the tube is. Oh wait, I think. Wait. I think I actually don't need to go that way. Let's see. Got a steel pipe. So, okay, yeah, here we go. Check it out. Look, it's so good. Again, feels bad when you hit the wall. But, yeah, I mean, it does a lot of damage, you know? Ow, are you kidding me? This is how you repair it, though. You repair the durability like this. My favorite move in all of Silent Hill. Strong attack with the pipe. Back up. Do it again immediately as soon as the wind-up is finished. There we go. We should have tons of durability on the sword by now. Look, and look, it's been restored. Anyway. Hi. So here we go, we got the propane tube. So now that I got the propane tube, I can go put it in wax, or melt the wax. I don't think there's anything really that I can do over here. Could be wrong. Oh yeah, and I've got the portrait too, so. Anyway, alright, I'll see you in a second. It's midnight and I'm awake. That means that I won. My big day is tomorrow. No, the sky is becoming brighter, meaning today is tomorrow. It's my funeral today. No, my execution. I don't want to. I don't want to die. Why do I have to die? You're not going to die, Hinako. You're always going to be you. Yeah, right. Sure, my name will be the same, but they're just going to slap it on some other sack of meat. You aren't a baby bird anymore, Hinako. Don't you want to spread your wings and venture out into a brand new world? Then you can go and die if you want. Don't drag me down with you. They refer to death in this game mostly as like a death of personality, I guess. Let's see. A death of identity, if you will. Okay. So we're gonna go to 3, I guess, yeah. Oh, you wish, buddy. You wish. Okay, here we go. This is new.
そんなやつ俺知らねえよ覚えてもねえよ第一それが急に今頃になってわけがわかんねえよな
どうしようか相棒はどう思う
それはひな子が自分で考えて決めるしかねえよ 俺が口出しできることじゃねえし。
おかしいよね。それに私女扱いされるの嫌だし、相棒だって似合わないって思うでしょ。
うん。
だよね。私も似合わないって思うし。
そう決めつけるなよ。答えを急ぐな。悪い癖だぞ。もっと時間をかけてゆっくりと考えろ。心を落ち着けて静かに心の中の自分と対話しろ。
そうだな。相棒の言う通りだ。
Her head aches.
大丈夫か？また頭痛か？お前は悩み込むとすぐ頭痛に出るな。我慢せずに薬飲めよ。ひどくなってからじゃ遅いんだからな。
買ったやつ全然効かないんだ。
そうか。また俺が見繕ってやるから。お前の体質に合ったやつを探してみる。
ありがとう相棒。やっぱり頼りになるな。
いいか？どんな選択も焦って選んだら必ず後悔する。じっくり考えるんだ。それだけは絶対に約束しろ。
お姉ちゃんにも同じこと言われたよ。わかった相棒、約束する。
Yeah, this cutscene was different on the last ending run too, when I had the purified sword. So all this is leading me to believe that we're about to get an epic Hinako versus Hinako fight coming up. Which I've got everything, I've got all the crests, so we're gonna solve that real quick. Might as well just hop in. Get in, loser, we're gonna check out the new scene. At least I think it should be different. Because I feel like the Hinako versus Hinako scene tends to, oh my god, foreshadow whatever ending you're on track for. Hang on, we're not done yet. These ones that are covered in flowers always take forever to get through. Anyway. Alright, we've repaired the sword. Now, is this one different? Okay, this the riddle is different. The sword and the fox fought, battling upon a set of scales. After a long and vicious fight, the fox fell to the sword. In the aftermath, their seal upon the land vanished without a trace. The sword raises itself heavenward. The scales now dedicated to the rising sun. Now go, white bird, fly away and never come back. The white bird took to the air and flew towards the horizon, becoming a silhouette against the setting sun. Now nothing remained upon the land. Okay, so this is a little bit different. The white bird versus the black bird versus the fox is, I guess it's the two Hinakos with the fox spirit, right? I guess it's kind of the dynamic between the three of them. The sword raises itself heavenward. The scales now dedicating to the rising sun. The sun rises in the east. So, the scales will be to the east. The swords are now heavenward, right? That's nothing. The white bird is now the fox. Nothing there. Cool, we got it first try. Now this should be different.
ひなこ、いるなら返事ぐらいして。シュウ君が来てるって言ってるでしょ。
She's hiding her letters from Kotoyuki.
調子はどうだ？
調子って？私調子悪くないよ。
最近学校でも上の空じゃないか。俺たちが話しかけてもぼんやりしてるし、悩みすぎてまた頭痛がひどくなってるんじゃないかって思ってさ。
全然。
そうか。
うん、心配しすぎだよ。ごめんね。お手洗い行ってくるね。
あ、うん。 ひなこのお母さん言ってた。
Don't go digging through her stuff.
最近隠れて何かを読んでいるって。
Ah, shoot.
これがそうなのか。
She's been reading?
ごめん、タンスの裏になんか見えたんで。
読んだ？
え？
何も読んでないよね。忘れて。週には関係ないから。
何も読んでないよ。というか字なんて何も。
ごめん、帰ってもらっていい？今日は体調が悪いの。
お前さ、
帰って。
わかった。また明日。
Okay. This scene's almost assuredly going to be different.
私おかしいのかな。心がね、自分でも不安になるくらいにすごく大きく早くおかしくなっていくの。サクコに聞いたらそれは恋なんじゃないかって言うんだけれど、本当にそうなのかな。私が想像していた恋っていうのはもっともっとじっくり温かで酸っぱいんだけれど、ほんのり甘くてくすぐったくて、そういうものだと思ってた。でもね、今の私はそれとは全然違う。これは温かで酸っぱくて甘いんだけれど、まるで誰かに足をつかまれて沼の底に無理やり引きずり込まれるような、そんな感じなの。とても心地いいよ。でもね、なぜかずっと心のどこかで怖さも覚えているの。
Oh, we're leaving her
こ
room.
れは本当に恋なのかな。私だけが特別なのかな。あなたはどう思う？ねえ。いや、わからない。でも一つだけわかるよ。あなたのその気持ちは多分週に感じたものとは全く別の、全く異形の何か。私とあなた、どちらもひな子だけれど、きっとどちらかが間違っている。お願い。もし私が間違っていたなら、私を殺して、ねえ解放して。さもなきゃ私があんたを殺すから。
A Hinako divided against herself. Cannot stand. Okay. We didn't get the key this time, though. Okay, so... yeah, I like these cutscenes, but... and I'll leave that for my review at the end. There's a big but! There's a big but coming. I am going to record... here again. Should I? Maybe I should record here. Yeah, I'll record there. Okay. Just in case I die, I don't want to die. No, okay. I'll keep going, but I don't anticipate anything new to happen again until the very end. So I'll catch you up then. Okay, let's see if this is any different.
ほんの少しだけ話がしたいのだけれど、よろしいかしら。
では、
お姉ちゃん。
まだ生きてるのね。
She's of course referring to Shimizu
しっかりなさい。
Hinako.
しっかりって。
未練は拙速では立てない。そう思い時間を与えたけれど。
She's like, kill everything about your former life.
考えてないわよね。そんな甘えは許さない。殺せ。必ず。
もう少し外していた方がいいかな。
Yeah, a little more time than 15 seconds would be great.
いいえ。お時間をありがとうございます。
Okay, so actually this is the same scene that I got
それでは
prior to the second ending, but it's different than the one that I got prior to the first ending. At least assuming that Fox guy doesn't say anything different.
はい。
Yeah.
それでは行こうか。
Let's press on. Yeah, this is a real struggle for you too, I imagine. Okay. Alright. Now I've just got to... This must be your insignia.
様の
Hmm.
お印です。
What tipped you off? Was it the fox? Hey! Something tells me these guys like foxes. I don't know, it's just a feeling I have. The white bird flies free from her cage. Her shadow follows close behind her. The fox raises a lantern as he watches them fly away. There's nothing he can do now. Alright, so we're looking for a helpless fox. Watching them fly away, raising his lantern. Now if I were to guess, I would say this one is the fox. The white bird is this one way over here, flying away. And the blackbird is close behind. Oh! Now that made sense. The one before ending 2 made sense too. It's really just the initial mural puzzle that's no good. Okay, it says new cutscene. I'm not so sure I believe that. I think it might be the same.
これが君のものだ。
We'll watch it anyway. Sorry. Bad attitude.
さあ、君も。 では始めようか。
はい。
I'm guessing since ending 2 was Fox's wedding, that ending 3 is gonna be no wedding. Seems to be the direction things are going. But I don't think she's gonna... That vine boom sound effect, I have no idea why it's there.
これで最後。よくここまでついてきてくれた。
But it seems like she's not gonna make that decision until the very last
ここ
cutscene.
まで来られました。
もうわずかの辛抱だ。
はい。
Yeah. Okay.
最後まで。
Almost done. My thoughts exactly, Hinako. I'm not sure what was different in that scene, to be honest. Okay. All right, I'll see you guys at the end of this. My God, it's a gauntlet.
たちのせいだ。
I'm gonna try not to fight anybody unless I have to. I think the only people I have to are the pregnant monsters.
お前は許さない絶対に
I hate you. I hate you. That was 3 hits. Alright, I have made it back to just before the final scene, and it took so long that now I've got to get my kiddos ready for bed, so I can't quite play it yet, but the good news is that it's the perfect time for an ad break. So when I come back in just a moment, we'll wrap this up, and then the reason why I need a lot of time is because I'm going to give my review of the game. I think 3 out of 5 endings is more than enough information. I've played the game for 30 hours now to give my thoughts on the game, so I'm going to do that. Alright, and we'll be back in just a moment. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Silent Hill F. Let's get this 3rd ending. Let's go. Come on, Hinako. Oh, sorry, we gotta actually... we gotta walk past the blood splatter of Sakuko here. I must have missed this the first time. Ugh. Oh, wait, wait, is this Sakuko? I don't know. It's somebody's blood spatter. I've called it blood splatter before and gotten in trouble, so blood spatter, my bad.
行こう清水ひな子
Let's take that. Now, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I do know we'll be ready for it. Oh wait, this is... We've already seen... Don't worry about it. It's not yet. It's in here. It's in here that the real cutscene is happening. Okay. I wonder if we're going to meet up with Junko again here. We are. Okay, so it's like ending 2.
なんてしぶとい。そんなにもあなたには未練があるの。
私であって何が悪いの？私はまだいえいつまでも私でいたいのに。
あなたの気持ちもわかる。不安よね。怖いわよね。でもそれは乗り越えられるものなのよ。
乗り越えるかどうかは私が決めること。誰にも勝手に決めさせたくない。
もう遅すぎるの。
She's more sympathetic in this one. Well, not really.
これは
遅いも早いもない。
Oh. The doll. Sorry. The doll's like, I'll get rid of her for you. Sorry, y'all. Ruining the ambiance. I'm sorry, where is the fog coming from?
お前殺したはずなのに 今さら私を惑わせるな。
Fox Hinako is all stoic in ending too, but not now. She's
遅いも早いもない。
she knows the chips are down.
これは決断。清水ひな子の決断なの。決断は私がした。私が求めるものは新しい性。お前は消えろ。決断は私がした。お前が消えろ。清水ひな子に戻れ。
Oh, okay, so the same boss then. The Shiromiku or Shiromuku. All right. Wow, the reach on that is kind of crazy, huh? Okay. Okay. Okay, I hit her with focus. Oh.
花嫁にはふさわしくない舞だ。
あなたは一体何者なの？
その言葉はそのまま返そう。君こそ何者だ。ひな子に何がついた。どうやってこの聖域に入り込んだ。正体を見せろ。ひな子。
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
信じてたぜ相棒。お前なら絶対に示せると思ってた。自分の本当の気持ちをな。
Uh-oh.
汚れめ、どこから入り込んだ。
Your true personality comes out, huh? All right, Naruto. You think we can't handle you? We can handle you.
ひな子、逃げるぞ。
Yeah, we got this. Ooh, he's cool. Are we gonna co-op this? Shoot, we're gonna co-op this. Wait, where'd Shu go? No.
あなたは何者なの？
It's the fox spirit. Jesus. Okay. Defeat the Shichibi. Try again. Oh, okay. I had a counter there. I want my sword. Oh, okay. Come here. Come back here. Bad dog.
This bad dog needs to be put down.
Alright.
Looks like your bark is worse than your bite.
Oh, shoot. I'm killing you. No, no, see, I don't like that. What? Okay, come on. There we go. Goodbye. Wait, what? You just had to hit him like one time? Where? Let me in there. I'm ready. I don't really care how you feel. Ooh, it's knife time. Oh, the fox has changed color. Look, it's back to more natural. I'm really not playing well, but thankfully it doesn't really matter on this difficulty. Come here. Come here. Oh, come on. Oh, good lord. Let me get my stamina back. Oh, wow.
Is that enough what you seek?
I can't be bought. I don't have a price. Dude, that Omamori where you gain, that I have equipped where you gain health after every kill is working on these things. That's crazy. Anybody else? Oh boy. Come on. Okay, we're changing his collar. Ow, for crying out loud. Come here.
Will you get over here?
I gotta kick your tails. You got 9 of them? Like Elba you've only got like 6. Okay. Okay.
人生を激しく生き
Oh my gosh, these things?
私も自らの人生をあなたのように激しく生きたい
Oh wow.
何より幸福ではないのか。
私の幸福は私が決める他の誰かに与えられるものじゃない
Ow. Okay, how about this?
羽ばたかない。
あなたの求愛を受けたら羽ばたく喜びも辛さも知ることができないんです
ならば羽ばたいて
Sorry, I keep focusing for some reason on accident.
飛び越えてみせろ。
Yeah, it is how it ends. Bye bye. I got an achievement, Fox Tamer. Yeah, I hope so. Bye.
お前と宇宙戦争ごっこで遊んだことを
Yes, you bring it up at every opportunity, Shu.
だから
Wait. Talking about him?
お前は俺とひな子の戦友だ
Oh, did he play with them? Kotoyuki?
また会おう戦友
Oh, what? That's it? That is way less polished, I think, than ending 2. This is like a slowed down Nyan cat. Meow 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 meow. Okay. I feel like I should like ending 3 more, but I like it less. I like ending 2 the most out of the 3 that I got. Wow, okay. I'm unfortunately gonna skip this to the post-credit scene.
逆だろお前が自分の勇気を出したからこそ俺はお前を助けようと思ったんだぜ
その勇気を持つのに時間をかけすぎて大勢に迷惑をかけた
そのためにお前が自分の人生を諦めなくちゃならないってのは俺はおかしいと思うぜ
ありがとう相棒
So they're in front of the store with the lights on and everything now?
それにしてもお前ネクタイ似合わないな。
うっせえ、お前だってそれ似合ってね
うっせえ。
Ominous humming. You got a bad ending, don't forget.
水柱は高さ50メートルにまで3週間が経っても勢いが衰えずにいます。さらに噴出する硫化水素ガスの濃度は劇的な続けており、撃中が恵比寿ヶ丘地区全住民への避難指示が出され、
Okay. Time to talk about the game. Should I talk about the game here? I'll start talking about the game here. In fact, no offense to the credits, but I might go full screen. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and skip it. Sorry. If I'm gonna go full screen, then we might as well skip it. I've got an achievement. The fox wet its tail. A hell of your own choosing. Nothing else matters, comma, now. Alright, I'm going to do a new game plus here and see there's the, it skips one. There's the fox mask. So see, now I've got a clear game file with the first two endings and endings 1 and 3. And did it change with the menu screen? Oh, I like that one actually. So, okay, we've got those three. Now, I regret to inform you, before we go into my review, I will not be going for ending 4, which will require me to start another new game on a clear game file with 2 endings unlocked and play through the whole thing again. Frankly, I'm not that interested. I understand that that's the true ending. It's gonna wrap everything up and put a nice bow on it. Happily ever after, so I suspect. But I think playing through the game once, and then playing through the game not just twice, but really like 2 1/4 times to get 3 endings, I think I have enough information finally after 32 hours of playing the game to review it. So, this probably isn't going to be a shock for anyone who's watched the whole playthrough, but I can't say I liked this one. And it's not that I disliked the game, and I tried really hard to not have an unfair review of the game. That's why I played through it so many times, and I got 3 of the endings, because I wanted to give it as fair of a shake as possible. If it's meant to be played multiple times, that's part of the game design, then I want to experience that, right? I know most people that play this were probably one and done, and frankly, I don't blame them, because that's how most games are. That's how most Silent Hill games are, even. I don't know if I've ever played a Silent Hill game more than once to get a different ending. I've only ever played them the one time, and then I've been satisfied with that experience, so this is kind of a new thing for Silent Hill, at least in my memory. I have been lucky in that I think the endings that I've gotten for Silent Hill games have been like the good ending, or at least a satisfactory one. So yeah, that I think is probably the biggest obstacle that this game has in appealing to the mainstream. But yeah, let's talk about the game overall. So I think I'm one of those people that's in the camp of, I understand it's a Silent Hill game. I understand that all the ingredients are there. You've got the mysterious town, you've got with all of its folklore and legends, you've got the fog, you've got the, trauma and psychological horror of the main character and the supporting cast and everything. All the ingredients are there. You're smashing mannequins with a metal pipe. Everything in this game is screaming like, I am a Silent Hill game. Point to something that I don't have, please. But I can't help but feel like it just does have a different vibe to me. And I'm not going to sit here and say hashtag not my Silent Hill, but I am going to say
after playing through it 2 and a fourth times, I don't get the same feeling from this game that I got from playing 2 or 4 or 3 or even 1 or even like Origins or even Homecoming. It just has a different feel to it. And I do think that it has a lot of good things about it that I'll get into, but as far as it being like a Silent Hill game, I mentioned this pretty late in the playthrough, but I think something that it was kind of missing was the surreal eccentricity that has given a lot of the early Silent Hill games a unique atmosphere. Because like they tried to build up this Fox clan as kind of like, it's like the new cult, but it was missing a spokesperson for me. The spokesperson that it had was the ever stoic Fox mask guy that spends most of his time being like, "Are you okay, Hinako? I'm so proud of you." That's her getting branded. You'll get through this. Your body will adapt. I know what I really needed was I needed some kind of gremlin creature like Vincent from Silent Hill 3, or you know, just some weirdo, Eddie from Silent Hill 2. Eddie's not really representative of the cult, but just like an eccentric character to come in and be like, "We sacrifice all for the Fox God. Oh, we will, you know, create a sacrifice for the water dragon to appease him." And I just needed some kind of little, like, yes, kind of character or some kind of presence like that to bring the surreal sort of, not even humor, just, I guess, eccentricity of Silent Hill to it. And it never happened. Instead, everything was deathly serious and stoic, and there's a lot of silence in the cutscenes. A lot of silence. That's part of what makes the cutscenes drag on so long. And I think that for me is one thing that I can point to and be like, I would have liked to have seen that in a Silent Hill game. And I get that part of that is the era, 1960s Japan, but I think it's part of what kind of takes me out of it in terms of it being a Silent Hill game. But with that said, the game's connection or lack thereof to the Silent Hill series. I mean, I talked about the White Claudia thing. There's White Claudia flowers in the game that you can, it's like blink and you'll miss it, you know? If you don't go over that pond, you miss it. The connection to me to Silent Hill as a main series doesn't really matter. I'm fine with it being a fresh start. I would have been fine with Silent Hills being a fresh start. From what I saw of the teaser trailer and of what I played of the demo and in PT for Silent Hills, that looked like it was going way off the beaten path. And if Kojima, it was true to what Kojima does, at least from what I understand, then he would have made a very bizarre game, and people probably would be saying this is not a Silent Hill game, right? But I think I was more prepared for that kind of vibe that he was building than this. But anyway, that's kind of my thoughts around the Silent Hilliness of the game. Another thing I think is that it just wasn't dark enough in terms of, like, the lighting. There was no flashlight. And so, since there was no light source, everything was kind of kept at, like, dusk level in terms of the lighting. And I think it would have been better if we got to see those deep blacks in the background during segments like when you're going from Shu's house to the Shimizu residence, and you've got all these street lamps on, and it would have been great if it was like 30% darker during those sequences. So anyway, I'll get off the Silent Hilliness topic onto the actual game. So Ryukishi being involved in the writing of this game is, you know, it's one of the reasons why some people were interested who might otherwise not be. There's because, you know, he wrote a lot of visual novels, the When They Cry series, Higurashi When They Cry, Umineko When They Cry. I haven't played them or read them, but, you know, I've heard they're very good. I do like some visual novels. I like the Zero Escape series. You know, the Danganronpa trilogy is a guilty pleasure of mine. I got really into it. You can see playthroughs actually on this channel for Danganronpa 1, 2, and V3. As well as all 3 Zero Escape games. So I like the kind of dark, horror-esque visual novel space. So maybe one day I'll watch When They Cry or play it. Either way, I'll be watching it. But I was interested for this to be my first foray into his work, and I gotta say you can really tell that he's a visual novel writer because that's how this game is structured, and I think that's actually one of my biggest criticisms of Silent Hill F, because it's built for you to play multiple times. And in a visual novel, this is less of a commitment to play a visual novel multiple times, because a lot of visual novels, I don't know how When They Cry is set up, but like the Zero Escape game Virtue's Last Reward is a visual novel I really like, but you do have to play through the same scenarios over and over and over and over and over again. But since it's a visual novel and you're reading it, you can simply fast forward through text you've already seen. And so it makes subsequent runs of the same material go by like that, because you can just skip what you've already seen. And this game tries to have a similar setup of like when you get a cutscene, you can skip it and it'll tell you if there's new material or not before you decide to skip it. And if it's just the same cutscene, then you can skip it. But that's just the cutscenes, because the problem is in between the cutscenes, you have to kind of slog through all these areas with all these dead ends, all these, locked doors and 3 monsters down a narrow hallway, and you've only got melee weapons, and they take, at least on hard difficulty, they take 10 hits each of the strong attack to kill. It's a bit easier on story action mode, but still, even then, they're pretty meaty. They take a couple hits, and you're not exactly super mobile. The gameplay is just a little too clunky and kind of long-lasting for it to be not a slog to play through multiple times. There's just long stretches, like going through Ebisogalka to the middle school from Rinko's house, where you're just like, I've played through this, I know what's coming, and there's not enough that they put in New Game Plus along those routes for it to stay interesting. There's new notes. There's those those boxes that you can open with the brooch that also have notes. And at a certain point, there becomes a little bit of note fatigue in this game. I mean, obviously, horror games tend to be pretty note heavy out of all the genres. A lot of the storytelling is done through notes. Because sometimes there's just stuff that is a little creepier to read than it would be to see. And you hear about you read about these characters and their backstories and stuff, and it's a good bit of world building, but this game does it a bit too much, I think. I have read so many times about how the people of Ebisogalka only worship the Inari statues because they looked around one day and they were like, "Oh, I wonder what we should worship. Hey, there's a fox statue right there. Let's worship that. Great." And it's like, yes, I get it. I probably read like 7 notes about that. You read all these notes about traditional versus modern medicine, and it's like, I get it. I don't need to read 3 or 4 notes about this. I don't need to read, it's just, there's a lot of repetitive information pounded into your head, and I don't know if that's Ryukishi's writing style or what, but it did get to be a bit much after a while, and especially when I was playing through New Game Plus, and I was like, this is the primary new material I'm seeing is through notes. And it's hard to talk about this game without talking about the New Game Plus experience, because the original playthrough that you go through, whether you get through it in 6 hours or 8 hours or 10 hours, it has a very unsatisfactory ending that begs a second playthrough. So you kind of, talk about this game, you kind of have to talk about the multiple playthrough things. And I am kind of shocked at how dissatisfied I was with the New Game Plus experience, because like I said, I couldn't help it. People on my feed were talking about it. I didn't get spoiled for anything. In fact, I got like the opposite of spoiled. I was told things would happen that didn't happen. I was told, I would read things in my feed, legitimately things like, I'm playing New Game Plus on Silent Hill F, and it's like a totally different game. What? No, it's not. I just played through it. It's not a totally different game. It's basically the same game. It's like 98% the same. People were talking about how like cutscenes were completely different. And like, I would say the only cutscenes that were completely different were the ending cutscenes at the very end, which kind of have to be, and the scene where Hinako is talking to herself in the Shimizu residence, which is about 90% through the game. Other than that, there was very small changes, one line of dialogue here and there, maybe an extra line of dialogue even, and rather than one that was switched. But I remember watching early on the first time you faint at the shrine, it was like, oh, this is a new cutscene, and it was exactly the same from what I could tell, except that it zooms in on the doll standing in the doorway, and I was like, wow, okay, that was a little underwhelming. So I was very underwhelmed by the New Game Plus experience. I think that not enough changed over the course of such a long trek, a slog in a lot of areas, to warrant continued interest throughout the whole thing. And I have to wonder, people were saying like cutscenes were completely different. Dialogue is one person said dialogue, it wasn't awkward anymore. It was more natural, and I was like, what? But I guess they meant that now you have context for a lot of the characters and how they speak, but the cutscenes were still the same largely. So I don't know. I heard people say new bosses for New Game Plus as well. Plural, new bosses. There is a new boss, I will give it credit for that, at the end, at the very end. You fight the shoe boss, you fight, right here you fight the fox guy. I assume for the fourth ending, you fight another unique boss, and that's great. That was definitely a highlight of New Game Plus. I can't say it made it all worth it, but at least I get that that's what, was something that was like brand new about it, and it was motivating, and I did enjoy it. I do also enjoy the brand new cutscenes where Hinako was talking to herself, and it had a complete new dialogue, complete new animations for them walking around and everything, new mocap. That was really rewarding. I just wish there was more of that, and I do wish that there was a way to maybe, if it's going to be structured like a visual novel like that, there should have been a better way to like skip repetitive segments. I understand that they want you to play through the same experience again for continuity's sake, but it just was, for every new thing that I found, there was like 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, where I was doing exactly the same thing that I did in the previous game, or in the previous playthrough. But I didn't want to just rush through it because there were new notes to be found. But then I would read the new notes, and I'd be like, well, I kind of already knew this. Like, there weren't any major revelations in New Game Plus that I didn't have, like, a suspicion of at the very least on the end of my first playthrough. So, I think, because I had people too say, like, well, you really got to play New Game Plus, because if you choose to just do the one-and-done playthrough, then you're really only scratching the surface of the story. Whereas I think we got about 75 to 80% of the story on the first playthrough. And a lot of things were clarified and stated more plainly in New Game Plus, but it wasn't exclusive, unique information, most of it. One thing I forgot to show you guys actually was there was a note that I found in New Game Plus on the playground bench when I was heading back to the Shimizu residence. It was right after the cutscene of the flashback of Kotoyuki as a child being saved by Hinako and the fox and all that. It was a physician who tended to the boy while he was being injured, and he like came to, and he had glassy eyes, and he was asking what his name was, and right away I was like, are they saying that he's possessed by the fox spirit? That's exactly what they were implying. Of course, we saw that at the end, but it was just interesting to kind of read that and be like, yeah, that makes sense. It wasn't like I read it and gasped. The note even ended with the doctor very dramatically being like, this seems to me like a case of fox possession. It's like, okay, well,
But as soon as the doctor was like, he had glassy eyes and couldn't remember his name, I was like, he's possessed by the fox. Is that what you're saying? So I guess when it comes to the game's story, I think I'm trying to figure out how to say this constructively and not just like meanly, but it's just not as clever as it makes itself out to be, I guess. I don't feel like it's really that complex, like there's so many layers to it that we really need to play through the game twice and read through an extra like 20, 30 notes about information that you kind of already have the basis for, at least in the main playthrough. So, yeah, I think all in all, just the story is a little like, okay, so got it. It's and I do remember getting a comment too on like part 3. I was getting a little frustrated with the love triangle of Rinko, Shu, and Hinako. Sorry, I say her name so much I forget it sometimes. It's not really a love triangle because Hinako is not really interested in Shu in that way. But I remember somebody saying like the love triangle actually is a very unimportant part of the overall story. And then I said, at the risk of sounding like a hater, if that's true, then we are spending a lot of time on an aspect of the story that is unimportant overall. But now that I've finished it, the main story does seem to have a major focus on the love triangle actually, but it's the Shu Kotoyuki Hinako love triangle, which is more like they're both interested in Hinako, and Hinako is well, depending on what ending you get, kind of ambivalent to both of them in that way. So I guess I don't really find it that compelling of a story ultimately, and yeah, I'm just not really that compelled by the game much overall beyond the initial aesthetic and atmosphere, which I think is I think a lot of the art direction is really good. I love the graphics in this game and the overall just like foggy atmosphere. Like I said, I think it could have been a bit darker. Like I feel like Evil Within 2. This is gonna be a weird comparison, but I feel like Evil Within 2 had like the perfect urban horror atmosphere of like you're wandering around an abandoned city at night and there's monsters roaming the streets. And that's kind of what they tried to do with Abiso Gauka in this one, but they never allowed it to progress past dusk levels in terms of lighting. And I think like, I don't know, I think that could have really helped it. So, like, I think the aesthetic was kind of limited by that. And also, I got kind of tired of seeing those flowers everywhere. Jeez, just kind of gross after all that fleshy stuff. It was like, I get it, but it's just a lot. It's like an infection. Kind of reminded me of Amnesia: The Dark Descent a little bit. Yeah, let's talk about the gameplay real quick, because I think that's probably the most superficial complaint, so I didn't really want to focus on it too much. But the gameplay is very clunky. The combat, there's a lot of focus on the combat. You do a lot of combat. Part of the problem is, and I think one of the reasons why it feels so clunky is because it's melee only. Silent Hill 2 Remake has kind of similar combat in a lot of ways, but you have firearms. So you can kind of, you can just be like, well, I'm just going to take this guy out at 30 feet and not worry about it. Here it's just all melee, and the weapon variety is not enough. You basically have 3 different weapons. You have a short one, like a knife or a scythe. You have a medium-length weapon, like an iron pipe or a baseball bat, and then you have a heavy weapon, like a sledgehammer or a fire axe, and then you have the sacred sword. It's just not enough variety, really, to spend 2/3 to 3/4 of your time playing the game fighting enemies. It's not, it should be like a minimal part of the game if it's going to be like this. And I think a lot of people brought up the point that, like, well, Silent Hill has always had clumsy combat. Have you played Silent Hill 1 lately? Silent Hill 2, even the original Silent Hill 2, even the Silent Hill 2 remake. But I think part of why it's different for me is that in those games, I think that the town of Silent Hill
has stronger overall environmental storytelling than Abyssal does. And so, yeah, it does have similarly clumsy combat, but I feel like there's more to chew on when you're walking around the town of Silent Hill in those early games. And in this one, it's so like sprawling and kind of samey that, and I mean, Silent Hill very samey. Okay, I get it. I hear you. But I just feel like there wasn't as much to chew on with the town. As much as they tried to do it through like notes and stuff, it was almost like too much information. And I kind of like that there was more mystery in Silent Hill, in the town of Silent Hill, than there was with Abyssal. I feel like there wasn't, I don't know, there just wasn't as much I was interested in terms of like the mystique of the town. And I tried to get into it. They're talking about all these deities and the divine tree and the sacred sword and the Inari-sama, and I don't know, it's not the Fox clan, dude. The part of the problem with the Fox clan, because like the cult in the Silent Hill trilogy, as much as I'm not really a fan of it, they had a lot of personality. And in this, I feel like the Fox clan was just very like, you must obey the rules, and that's just not that really that interesting for like a cult. It was like, we must sacrifice her. We will obey the rules, and this is a mandate from the clan. It's like, yeah, we get it. You guys all got a stick up your ass. Sheesh. I thought foxes were supposed to be fun. Silent Hill F? Fun. So I don't know. And we only really got to know them through like 4 or 5 different notes, I feel like. Other than that, like I said, their liaison was this fox mask guy that was just like, you're doing great, Hinako. I really want to marry you, by the way. And it's like, okay. What about, can we get some more lore out of you, or is that just it? Anyway, I don't want to just sit here and complain. I think that, some good things about the game too. I think that the mocap actress for Hinako, I don't know her name, she did a knockout job. Really good, especially in the scenes where she's having to talk to herself. I know that's difficult to act with nothing to bounce off of. When she was talking to Shu, she could bounce off, I assume, the mocap actor for Shu, the mocap actor for Kotoyuki, but when she's talking to herself, she has to bounce off herself. So I was particularly impressed by those. It's a lot of screaming. It's a lot of, throwing things around and smashing stuff. But yeah, she did a great job with the raw emotion of that. And frankly, I think the mocap actor for Shu in particular did a good job as well on his, not on his ending. On ending 2, especially, I think they both did a fantastic job in that whole ending cutscene. So I think the performances are very good. I think just as far as the art direction and the mocap and the VO and just everything is very high quality. It just doesn't lead anywhere that interesting for me, is the problem. So those are kind of my thoughts on Silent Hill F. Just overall, it sits squarely at like a 5 out of 10 for me. I don't like that numeric score. And I think like calling this game a 5 is not really what I mean even. But that's just, I can't get past it in terms of like, I don't like it, but I wouldn't say I dislike it. I mean, I chose to play it 3 times, where a lot of my frustration comes from having to play it 3 times and playing it on the hard difficulty in the beginning. So I think if I just played it on story and I just played it once, and I just been content at the end to be like, whoa, that was fucked up. She just killed everybody, I probably would have had more of like a 6 out of 10 or even a 7 out of 10 time. But having to play through it so many times and just been kind of like, oh, that's it? That's the only thing that's different? It kind of brought it down to a 5 for me overall. So, yeah. Silent Hill F, though, what does the F stand for? Well, I think the F is intended to have multiple meanings, because I can't help but notice there's a lot of themes and words with this game that start with an F. You got fog, right? Obviously. You got fox. You got flower. You got family, friends, fun, feminism. You know, you got a lot of different F words that kind of fit the theme. So I think it's sort of just meant to be whatever the F means to you is what it means. I don't know if there's like a canon meaning. I'm sure that's a boring question they're gonna ask Ryukashi or something in interviews. What does the F mean to? What's the true answer? But I think it's an interesting idea to name the game Silent Hill F. My theory, Silent Hill Forte, I think, is completely a dud. Nothing musical about the game at all. And Forte meaning, you know, loud. I'm not sure if there's anything particularly loud about this game. In fact, I would say silence was more of a theme. The cutscenes and the atmosphere are anything to go off of. But yeah, overall, Silent Hill F, not really the game that I wanted it to be, or you know, and I tried to give it as much of a chance as I could, but I just can't bring myself to play it a fourth time, really. Third or fourth time for the quote true ending. I think that's expecting a lot out of people. And I think unfortunately this is a game that is going to be judged primarily by the first playthrough, which is intended to be the weakest. It's intended for you to play it multiple times, and I just don't think most people are going to do that. I think die-hard Silent Hill fans, diehards who really loved their first run through with this game, will follow through and play through it multiple times. And I do think that there is something rewarding about that. The boss battles, the unique boss battles are very cool. Some of the late game cutscenes are very different, but overall it's just not a mainstream experience. So I think ultimately that's what's going to kind of hold it back in the overall, I guess, zeitgeist, not to use that word, but you know what I mean? Like, in terms of looking back at this game 5 years from now, I don't know if we're really going to be that fond on it. I think that people that liked it really are still going to be banging on about it in 5 years, but I don't think that many minds are going to be changed. Just because of the commitment that it would take to see it through, and even then you get, you know, what is it? Diminishing returns. So, I think this might actually, ironically enough, become a bit of a cult classic in the Silent Hill overall series. And I'm glad that it exists. I'm glad to play a new Silent Hill game. I'm glad to play a new AAA horror game. Especially, there's just so few of them. But I think, you know, and I did bring up a comparison really early on, unfavorably, to Callisto Protocol, and now that I've finished the game, I am a little bit like, this game is a little too similar to Callisto Protocol. I'm sorry, it's the repetitive melee focused combat, very repetitive, a little too dragged out, story not really that good, in my opinion, in terms of the twists and turns that it takes and stuff. I just can't help but to compare it a little bit to Callisto Protocol. And again, I didn't hate Callisto Protocol. I was pretty, like, lukewarm on it. Some people hate that game. They think it's awful. I didn't think it was awful, so, you know, I think ultimately, for me, they're both kind of 5 out of 10 games. But that's kind of where I'm at with that. So I'll leave you at that soundbite. Let me know what you thought about Silent Hill F in the comments. And, yeah, we'll be moving on to other games this October, other horror games. I'm excited to check other stuff out. I feel like I kind of overstayed my welcome with this one, so I'm excited to jump into something new. But yeah, let me know what you thought about the game and the playthrough. Anything that I said at the end, you know, would love to hear your thoughts, as long as they're nice and not mean. Thanks. I'll see you guys in the next playthrough. Thanks for watching. Think critically.